Hey, good day. My name's Ramon Newman. I'm CEO founder of Mavericks, and this is what we're going to talk about. I want to share with you the second quality for having more protection of your achievement and progress as a CEO, and it's having unshakable, authentic presence. Now, this is simply remembering, based on experience or through experience, that unshakable part of yourself. And as a former full-time meditating monk, I realized that really that most unshakable, authentic part of ourself is really beyond our mind that's always thinking. It's beyond our emotions that are always feeling things. It's beyond our body that's always wanting to do things, our ego that's always wanting to experience and project things, our senses that want to really experience and perceive things. It's beyond everything. It's beyond all these pairs of opposites of pleasure and pain, gain and loss, win or lose, right or wrong, positive or negative, and fame and shame. So it's really that most intimate connection with that most intimate field of yourself, which is really a field of non-action, silence, non-change. That most intimate field of where nature's kind of organizing everything for your heart to beat without you having to tell it, without you having to direct how to digest your food. And it's really that intimate authenticity with that unshakable level of intelligence in nature that really allows you to have more organizing power working through yourself and working around you. Because when we do have that sense of connection with that more unified field of ourselves, then we have more cooperation within ourselves, more coordination within ourselves, and as a result we can create more unity with others, and that cooperation and that connection with others really creates stability and security and protection. So with more authentic, unshakable presence, then you're able to really have a more coherent, settled mind to be able to pick up on that right thought at the right time. No good having the right thought at the wrong time and the wrong thought at the right time. It's that right thought at the right time that really enables you to conceive, believe, and achieve more accurately and in a more protected way. So why is this unshakable, authentic presence so important? Well, basically everything comes down to attention. If you're putting your attention mostly on what you want to experience, it's more likely that you're going to experience that versus reacting to everything and your attention going from this to that, and you're like a football to circumstances. The next reason why is because it allows you to be more fully present without doubting, because doubt without a doubt has the biggest influence on your success and failure in anything. If you're not able to be fully present because you're doubting, then how can you really conceive, believe, and achieve anything? And if you are doubting, you need to realize what you're doubting and why you're doubting, and be able to doubt that doubt out before it really corrupts your process. And it's actually not important whether you're succeeding or failing. What's important is that you're not doubting. Because when you're not doubting, even if you're succeeding, you can build on that. If you're failing, you can still progress and move forward. And what we've found is that CEOs tend to doubt when they get so caught up and attached to outcomes and expectations versus just focusing on the approach and the process. And they also can doubt because there's some memory in the back of them that causes them to doubt. So by being more carefree, having less or attachment to outcomes and expectations, then you'll doubt less. So with more authentic, unshakable presence, then you're not so affected by what's going on externally, and you're able to handle whatever the great success or great distress is that you're going through. So the next reason why it's so important is because it allows you to have more observing power. Because in order to make good choices, you first of all have to really clearly observe what's going on to make that choice. So as you're able to observe better, you're able to create more deserving power, meaning you can have better thoughts, feelings, and actions about situations and circumstances that creates good energy for yourself, that allows you to fulfill what you want to see happen. So there's a law in physics, it's actually a theory, it's called measurement theory. It says that an object is transformed through the process of observation. Now what's missing from that is it all depends on the power of the observer. So the better quality and quantity of your observing power, then the more you can influence what's going on with that object. So how do we really develop this authentic, unshakable presence? Well, it's really obviously life experience will do it to you. But if you allow it and you just go through the process, but that can take a long time. So what I recommend is using the power of transcending, the ability to transcend your outer noise, your inner noise, and get back to that most coherent, settled, alert state of mind where you are having more of the right thoughts at the right time. Now that's mentally. Emotionally, what you can do is you can always affirm to yourself, I feel not disturbed, or I feel unshakable, because ultimately everything in life is a blessing in disguise to help us grow and evolve. So how do we really culture this ability with others? Well, as we have more unshakable presence, we can obviously take on more responsibility, more growth, and we can realize that ultimately nothing is really a problem, except that we don't have enough unshakable, authentic presence to be settled and alert enough. But we can also be more fully present with others. And how to do this, a couple of things I learned in acting program is that actors have two problems. One, they're self-conscious. Two, they don't listen. So in order to overcome that is that you have to take all your attention, take it off yourself, leave yourself alone, and make it about the other person. And then being able to feel your way through the interaction, listening and answering from unanticipated moment to unanticipated moment, and listening and answering truthfully. The other thing you can do is just kind of put people's words on mute sometime, because sometimes people are processing a lot themselves, so it's better just to listen to their energy and the feeling behind what they're saying. The other thing you can do before an important meeting or conversation is just answer these three questions. How do I really want to perceive and project myself? How do I want them to perceive me? And how do I want to perceive them? To create a sort of a groundswell of presence from which better things can come out of. So really, what are the indicators? Well, it tends to be, if you have unshakable presence, authentic presence, then you tend to be, doesn't matter what's going on, you can still be caring and loving and kind during the process or after the process, and you cannot take things too seriously, right? You can bring that non-serious element to serious things. And one of the great quotes I love from Mark Twain is that the two most important days in your life are the day you were born, the day you find out why. So I've realized through my life experience that ultimately my role is to protect, and my purpose is to protect, friends, family, colleagues, and CEOs, leaders that are really trying to make a difference in the world. And it's been something that's been innate in me from a young age. I'm the eldest in my family. My father reminded me at the age of 8 of something I did to protect my younger siblings. I've done it always for teammates, fellow monks, fellow acting buddies, fellow, teammates and girlfriends and partners. And it's just something innate in me because it's basically who I am. And also I hate to see people lose who they are, what they're good at, what their purpose is, and that their vulnerabilities get the better of them. So that's the second quality for having more protection around your CEO achievement and progress, having unshakable, authentic presence.